I'm back on a Tuesday. Wasn't planning to be back today, but that's life. Charlotte says hi. Fish says Google Spiggiuniro Golubiro. I mean, I'll have a look. I don't know if it's gonna top tennis ball bird, but I'll have a look. Spiggiuniro Golubiro. Is it another bird? How many birds exist in the world of brain rot? This seems like a very suspicious bird. Is this bird a detective? Is this bird solving murder cases? Is it gonna solve the case of how Arsenal are gonna get murdered tonight? Because that's what I predict will happen. But yeah, it's a very suspicious type of bird. It seems to be quite famous. This very hench gentleman has a shirt of it. So yeah, the bird theme is quite interesting, to be fair. Matthew says, hi, I liked and subbed. Please say Lucas likes Darcy. Well, I've said it there, but I'll say it again. Lucas likes Darcy, but the question is, who is Lucas and who is Darcy? Number one. And number two, does Darcy like Lucas? Like, is it a two-way thing that we've got going on here? Or does Lucas like Darcy, but Darcy don't like Lucas because Darcy actually likes Matthew? Is that what's going on? I need more context, but it seems pretty interesting. Fish says fish in 2026. Yes. Have you got any New Year's resolutions for next year? That is the question. Give me a sec. What are your plans for 2026? I'm curious. Join the fish army. I would join. You have to tell me how I join. What are the prerequisites to join? What do I need to do to join? Is there a test that I have to pass? Is there a exam that I have to pass? Oh my God, Jadon Sancho's on the pitch. What's that about? Is there an exam I have to pass? Is there anything I need to do to pass? Oh, fair enough. No cash. I mean, that does make plans a bit more difficult, to be fair. See if I can get up to date. So it should already have kicked off. Jadon Sancho's playing, which is a bit of a surprise. I didn't know Jadon Sancho was still a thing. But evidently he is still a thing. Who does he officially play for these days? Is it Chelsea? Is it Chelsea, but he just keeps on kind of getting sent on loan to various places? That seems to be the general gist of how his life is going. Come on. That'll do. 1 minute 30. Yeah, I reckon that'll do. I reckon Villa are going to win this. And when I say I reckon Villa are going to win this, what I mean is I hope Villa win this. That's part of the reason I'm watching this. Villa are on a really good run. Some people have them as outside title challenges. I doubt it will happen, but if it does happen, that will be pretty amazing. Fish says Google female fish. Is there a particular type of female fish you want me to Google? Jan Oblak. I know who Jan Oblak is. Does he still play for, what's his name? That club in in Spain. RB Leipzig, that's a German team. I know what most of these things are. What I did not know was what Spinero Gobuliro was, and what I did not know was what tennis ball bird was. And that purple thing. I searched for that purple thing. It's like a woman in a face mask talking about things. I did look it up. I can't remember what the name of it is now. Charlotte says, can Liverpool adapt formation within games to accommodate all new attackers? The thing is, it's not so much a case of accommodating right now, given injuries and lack of availability. It's more a case of just playing whoever's available. So Isak's out. I don't know how long for. The initial prognosis was about 2 months. I don't know if that's still a thing. Salah's at AFCON. So to be honest, right now it's a case of just playing whoever's available. Which is basically Ekitike. Gakpo's back, which is something at the very least. Who else is there? Chiesa, but he's probably not going to play again. Manager doesn't seem to like him. There's Frimpong. Frimpong can play on the right. I'd rather have Frimpong as right back, though, to be honest with you. I just like having a super attacking right back. So whilst Frimpong can play right wing, I'd rather he be right back. User 102030 says, can Sesko win Ballon d'Or? He can. I mean, it's possible. It's very unlikely, to be honest. I don't see it happening, but it's not impossible. I wouldn't bet your house on it. And if you have a packet of chewing gum in your pocket, I also would not bet that on it. But you never know. Fish says Google Polo G. Okay, that's something. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look that up. Who is this? I don't know who this is. Is this like a rapper of some sort? His name is Taurus. Taurus Tremonti Bartlett, known professionally as Polo G, is an American rapper, singer, songwriter. I see. Well, I've learned something today. I must be getting old. I don't know who half these people are. Google Juice WRLD. You look like him. Really? I look nothing like this guy. I mean, the hairstyle's interesting. I wish I had hair like that, but I don't see the resemblance. The closest one I found is that random football player, that goalkeeper. The bald one with the beard. That was probably your closest resemblance so far, to be honest. Yakarez hits it over. Gonna need Villa to win this. That's partly the only reason I'm watching this, because I've got a good feeling Villa are gonna at least get a result. But if they don't get a result, if they don't get a win, at the very least get a draw, which is a result. Arsenal are on top though, I can't lie. R.I.P. Is Juice WRLD? Oh yeah, Juice WRLD dead. I don't even know who he is, but it says obituary. Juice WRLD I didn't even know this guy was dead. I was looking forward to learning more about him. Jusul Jared Higgins died from an accidental overdose of oxycodone and codeine. Toxicity on the 8th of December 2018 after consuming prescription containing these, leading to seizures. Oh wow, seizures and his tragic death at the age of 21. That's wild. Did he have some sort of underlying illness? Because to have seizures off the back of prescription medication is a bit much. That is unfortunate. Charlotte says, rank these wingers for dribbling. Salah, Mane, Chiesa, Rio and Gamoa. I almost feel like he shouldn't be in that list. Tempted to leave it like that. There might be an argument to swap. There might be an argument to swap Salah and Mane around. And if somebody was to do that, that's fine. It's not too crazy a shout, should we say, to swap those around. But yeah, Chiesa 3 and Rio and Gamoa, to be honest, he's just starting out. I think he's just turned 17 very recently. So it seems a bit unfair to rank him when he hasn't really played much professional football. Maybe we can rank him in a few years. Let's hope so. Nayab says, Arsenal finishing top 2 in the league. Here we go. 4 years in a row. What an achievement. Yeah. It's a... I mean, I suspect you might be being sarcastic there. But I don't see... I don't see Arsenal winning the league. So to finish top 2 again would be pretty funny. At what point do they get rid of the manager though? Because surely they keep spending money, and then finish second. At what point do they say this is not the manager that can win us a major trophy? Maybe they should hire Nayab as the manager. You'd probably win a league before Arteta, to be honest. This says Google Gornik's shirt 25-26 rated. As I'm Googling that, Villa got a counter attack. They should really do something with that. Ooh, is that penalty? He looked like he kind of dived, to be honest with you. The referee hasn't given it. Yeah, I've looked at this one before. It's alright. It's not bad. As a shirt, like is this your first team that you support? Gornik. I think that looks pretty clean and pretty sophisticated. It certainly looks a lot better without all that lettering on it. I think it's quite nice, to be honest with you. I'd maybe give it a 9 out of 10. Nayab says, I don't think Arsenal win this season. Yeah, I don't think they win anything significant until they get rid of Arteta. I think he's thoroughly incompetent. Blumkin bloated. Now I just feel you've subconsciously put Dunkin' Donuts in my head. So I might have to purchase a Boston cream donut tomorrow. The thing about Arsenal is they always try to walk it in. That is true. They do have a tendency to maybe overdo it. And the trouble with walking it in is it gives the opposition time to get back, time to defend. The question has to be why did they do that? And to me, it speaks to a level of unconfidence. They just don't want to take the risk. Again, they lose the ball. Villa. Oh, Villa. Oh, he should have bloody scored that. I was going to call him Ollie Mers, but not Ollie Mers. Ollie Watkins had a 1-on-1, which he really should have scored. Gyökeres lost the ball on the halfway line. Tielemans, perfect setup for Ollie Watkins, who misses from about 2 yards. Really should have scored that. Yeah, I reckon Villa are winning this. Fish says, who on Fulham Liverpool cover? That's a very good question. I can't remember, but I can check for you. Adamo Traore and Florian Wirtz. Villa are on top here. Villa looks slightly better. Villa have had 2 clear-cut chances, and we've just had... It's just gone 14 minutes. So let's hope they keep this up. Charlotte says, can Gakpo flex across multiple attacking positions? Oh, Villa bloody through again. Jesus Christ, man. And they F it up again. Every time I look up, it's it's Villa with a 1-on-1. But yeah, can Gakpo flex across multiple attacking positions? He can. I mean, he can. But the question is more, should he? He can play central, which is where he played for Klopp and Linders for a certain period of time. And to be honest, I'd rather forget that time because he was pretty woeful centrally. He can play right, but being right-footed, it's not the best position for him. I'd say his best position is firmly on the left because his whole deal is cutting inside. Villa, Jesus Christ, Villa through again. It's just Villa chance after Villa chance. Yeah, as HGTXV says, Villa looking threatening. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Every time I look up, so I look at the chat, and every time I look up, it's Villa running through again. It's Villa running through again. It's crazy. Villa have had 3 or 4 clear-cut chances. I'm just annoyed they haven't scored any of them. RG255 says, well, I think I could come back. You certainly could. Didn't something happen with your account? Did you say something happened to your account, or you changed your account, or something happened? I can't remember. Fish says, can you stream more Bundesliga games? I can try. Are there any Bundesliga games in particular? Villa through again. Oh no, that's a replay, sorry. That's just a replay. I was thinking Villa through again, and that chance looks remarkably similar to the one that just happened, but no, it's just a replay. Dale, also known as my favourite Everton fan, says, hello matey. Hi, how's it going, Dale? Hope you're good. Hope you've had a nice Christmas. I was going to say, hope you're enjoying the weather, but no one's enjoying the weather. But I hope I hope things are going well for you. Speaking of Everton, you're 1-0 up against Forest, away from home. Good result if that stays that way. RG255 says, long time no see. Very true. I've been doing a bit of traveling. So I went to Italy last week. I got back. Month before I went to the Netherlands. And 2 months ago, I went to Canada. So I've kind of not been around much. Watkins misses again. But I jump on when I can. Because I like cold weather and I don't like hot weather. I'm I do more traveling when it's cold, and when it's hot, I'm at home because I just don't like going out when it's hot. Frankfurt, Dortmund. It depends. It depends when that is. I might do some more gaming streaming because I've been practicing that boxing game today, and I'm getting better at it. Maybe tomorrow. Tom says, "Happy New Year to you in advance. To you also. Hope Villa wins against Arsenal tonight. Me too. That's what I'm hoping for. To be honest, Villa have been the better team. They've had 3 or 4 good chances, so things are looking good so far. Watkins should have really scored, but we'll still take it as a positive that they're creating chances." RG255 says Fish changed his name to Fishy Da Boy. What happened is for some reason now I've noticed on YouTube it shows like usernames. Back previously, when you went on YouTube chat, it used to show the name. So whatever your name was, if it was Fish, if it was Steve, if it was Dave, and then for some reason they've changed it now. So now it shows usernames. I don't know why that is. It seems to be a YouTube thing. Yeah, as Tom says, Watkins missed a big chance. Ooh, Odegaard, but good defending by Villa. It was basically a one-on-one at the near post, and Watkins didn't even get that on target. Trossard and his giant eye bags just handballed the ball there. RG says, yeah, lucky I use TikTok, yeah. Fish says, Dortmund, Frankfurt on Friday. Possibly. I was planning on doing some gaming streaming on Friday, but we'll see. We'll see how much energy I have. How are rotational demands affecting Salah's workload? Yep, take care, RG255. Have a good evening. How are rotational demands affecting Salah's workload? Oh, Villa through again, but saved by Raya. Well, since he's being rotated, it should, in theory, reduce his workload. Since he's not playing 90 minutes anymore. So it should, in theory, reduce his workload. The last game he played, when he came off the bench, he did assist from a corner, number one. So that was a positive. And number two, he also looked a bit more fresh because he was closing the ball down a lot more. So I'd say it's a positive thing. The question remains, though, whether he is willing to accept that. And whether he's gonna stay, that is the question. Pixel says hello. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Oh, is it next Friday? Possibly then. Possibly if I'm around. Yeah, United playing Wolves at the moment. To be honest, United should probably win that. The only reason I'm watching this is because I've got a good feeling. Villa are going to win. And to be honest, they have been the better team so far. But yeah, let me know if anything happens in the United game. Shot by Trossard, but saved. Chicken wing, also known as Doge, also known as custard cream sandwich, says, I don't know why Amarim has gone back to 3-4-3. Yeah, interesting. That's weird because he did a whole media interview where he said it was time to change. Did you see that in the news? Where he did a whole interview saying it's the time to change the formation now. So I don't really have an answer for that. Is he permanently playing 3-4-3 in this game? Or is it just a temporary defensive thing? But yeah, that is bizarre. Especially given the interview that he did where he said he's gonna change he's changing formation permanently now. And especially since when he changed the formation in the last game, it seemed to work well. Pixel says, guess what I'm about to order? I would guess it is New York's finest pizza. So that's New Jersey's finest pizza. Have you ever been to Crispy Pizza in Dyker Heights? That's the viral place in Dyker Heights, which is I think Brooklyn. But they're really big on TikTok and YouTube, and I went there. And when I went there, I'm actually in the background of one of their videos. Walking past. So I happened to go there at the exact time that they were filming. But that pizza, if you're ever around there, that was really good. I think about that pizza on a daily basis. Yeah, nice. Good stuff. Best pizza in the world. Italy pizza was good, but New York pizza was better, I think. Chicken Wing says Dogu's gone back to left wing back. Even though he isn't as good there as right wing, the stubbornness is actually crazy. It is crazy and it's bizarre. It's crazy, it's bizarre, and it's a bit confusing. Because he changed formation and then he did a whole interview talking about, okay, it wasn't the right time before, but now it's the right time to change. And you think, okay, well, if you're making that big a deal, surely you're going to change permanently. And then to revert back to the old tactic is confusing. You're right, the stubbornness is very crazy. And if they don't win this game, I think the media are going to give him a tough time. Tom says Salah banging the goals for Egypt, 65 goals for him. Yeah, is he like their top scorer ever? He's got to be, surely. I know they had Mido back in the day. He used to play for Spurs, but Salah's got to be the top scorer. Pixel so hungry he's going to eat me. Well, if you eat me, then you won't be hungry for another month. Because there is a lot of me to eat. Fish says react to hate the other side. Is this one of those songs I listened to that song that you told me to listen to, and then I pasted the lyric, and then you said, what are you on about? What is it with rap these days? Like why are rappers these days like what's that? Why does everybody rap like that? Like what? I don't know how you listen to that. To me, it's not rap. It's like a cat being auto-tuned. Like that's what it sounds like in my ears, to be honest. John McGinn is getting ready. I mean, you should probably eat John McGinn. If you eat John McGinn, then you won't be hungry for an entire year. Tom says, thank God for Anthony Joshua, RIP to his friends, my condolences. Yeah, that was shocking, wasn't it? So for anybody that doesn't know, but to be honest, I'm sure most people do know, Anthony Joshua was in a car accident and both of his friends died. This was yesterday or maybe the day before, and both of his friends died. I presume his friends were in the front seat because Joshua was in the back seat, so that maybe sitting in the back seat saved his life. But that is insane. They're saying that he's only had minor injuries, which is a positive in such a way. But For both his friends to die, it's not ideal. Only good ice cream is that. I don't know what that is. I'm tempted not to say it because it might trip up a profanity filter. But I've not heard of that. Yeah, that's not the one I listened to. It's the one you posted on the gaming channel, and it was a rap song. And the guy was like, and I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, why is every song like this? How did this ever get popular? What's his name? My name's not Andre, mate. I don't know if he's going off. But I hope he's not going off. I want an accordion for Christmas. You could probably compose a better song than some of these rap songs that Fish sends me. Did Santa bring you anything nice? Couple of t-shirts and some other little bits and bobs. Pretty good. How about you? Oh, you got a Luis Diaz jersey. Nice. Is that the Colombia jersey or the Bayern jersey or a different type of jersey? But that's pretty cool nonetheless. Odegaard. Ah, for the World Cup. Nice. Lost a bit of weight too, so it fits good. Gonna fit better come summer. Yeah, it will not fit better tomorrow once this pizza arrives. But once this pizza's worked off, then yeah, should be all good. Dua Lipa's in the crowd. Why is Dua Lipa in the crowd? Fish says, listen to Fish the rapper. If there's any songs, just write it on one of the videos, and then I've actually listened to your rap. You made a rap about Harry. Did you not make a rap about Harry? A diss track, which was pretty good. Tielemans foul. Marino goes down. How about Fish the band? They're in New York right now. I might have to check them out, and I feel like Fish should also check them out since they're called Fish. And we'll have to see if they're any good. Arsenal got a free kick, but it's about 30 yards out. They ain't gonna do nothing with this. But they are set piece specialists. Martinez catches it. Tom says Salah 65 goals for his national team. That is crazy. He's got to be the record holder surely for the Egypt national team. Thinking back, Egypt used to have a good striker 20 years ago called Mido, Ahmed Hassam. Mido, who also played for Spurs for a bit, but he doesn't seem to like Salah. They seem to have some beef, so it's probably between Salah and Mido, but I suspect Salah's probably got the record. Speaking of Egyptians, apparently Man City want to get rid of Marmoush to bring in Semenyo. They're linked with Semenyo, and to be honest, they'll probably get Semenyo. Luka Dean corner. And apparently the rumour is to accommodate Semenyo, they're going to get rid of Marmoush, which is pretty quick. Yeah, Hassam, that guy. Ahmed Mido Hassan. Played for Spurs for a bit. So I'd presume the Egyptian scoring record is between Salah and Mido, but I suspect Salah's probably gonna have it. Fish says, buy me away Liverpool with Fish and 19 on the back. Who's the current number 19? Is it Harvey Elliott? I don't know how Harvey Elliott would feel about you replacing him. He might get quite offended about that. Arsenal have this tendency to just slow the game down. And they do this every single time. Slow the game down to a crawl. Have a set piece. Score 1 goal from the set piece. Take 3 points. Resume the next game. After those 3-4 chances that Villa had at the start, they've not done much since, to be honest with you. But there's plenty of time remaining. Tom hopes Liverpool win against Leeds. Yeah, me too. When is it? Is it Thursday? I think it's Thursday, isn't it? And I believe Liverpool are away. I'll be honest, I'll take any sort of win. I'll take the cheekiest 1-0 win possible if it gives 3 points. Gakpo's back, so I presume it's going to be Gakpo, Ekitike. Well, it will be those two up top together if it's two up top. What I just really want to see is I think Frimpong is so important because he's got so much raw pace and he's got so much energy. Headed wide by Gyökeres. He's got so much raw pace, he's got so much energy, and he's got so much enthusiasm, and he's so good on the ball. He's got 2 assists in 2 games. There was the cross for Ekitike and there was the cutback for Gravenberch. He's so important. He needs to start Frimpong. And I want to see Frimpong starting at right back, not at right wing. Just get more attacking players on the pitch. So I hope that happens. Will it actually happen? Probably not. But let's wait and see. Fish says Cavani retired. I didn't know he was still playing. I presumed he had retired a while back. But good striker, to be fair. Shame he went to United, but other than that, it was good. Throw into Villa. Arteta's coats always look a bit too big for him. He needs to perhaps buy things that are one size smaller. User says, will United get top 10? I think pretty much definitely, yeah. Where are you right now? You must be about 5th or 6th or something, but yeah, I reckon you will. Apparently you've gone back to the 3-4-3 formation today. Which is interesting because Amorim was saying he was going to stick with the new formation. So I'm confused as to why he's gone back to the old formation. But regardless, I think you will. You're 1-0 up against Wolves. Joshua Zirkzee scored in the 27th minute. XG is quite low, to be fair. 0.2 versus 0.1. But a goal's a goal. Mohammed Hasib says Arsenal gonna win the Premier League for sure. To be honest, I reckon City are gonna win it. I reckon City just know how to win trophies, know how to get things over the line. And the thing is with City, they will always kind of buy players if they need. So City are doing very well at the moment, and apparently they're gonna add Semenyo to that. And I just know from years and years of going up against City, it's a very tall ask. Arsenal the Goats says Villa have been in crazy form. They have been in crazy form. But you think Arsenal will win though? It's tough to say. It's tough to say. I'd say in the first half, for the first 20 minutes, I'd say maybe Villa were the better team because they had better chances. But since 20 minutes, it's been a bit more of an even game. So right now they're pretty evenly matched. But I think whoever wins this game, I think it's just going to be 1-0. And it will be like individual brilliance from somebody, and it will be 1-0. Fish wants the Liverpool shirt and 10 on the back. You wanted 19 on the back earlier. Oh, you want 10 on the back because it's McAllister and you hate McAllister. Is McAllister your most hated player, or is there somebody else? I'm pretty sure McAllister is your most hated player. Can Kirkers thrive under pressure at Anfield? He's getting better. He's definitely getting better. His first few performances, they did seem a bit nervy. He was making a couple of mistakes. He seemed a bit nervous. But I think he's growing into the team. And interestingly, if you see the starting lineups, it's always Kirkers who starts. It's Kirkers. Like Kirkers is the one that keeps on starting instead of Robertson. So I think the coaching team as well are recognizing that he's starting to mature in his role. And yeah, he's starting to get better. I would like to see more output from him. I would like to see maybe a few assists here and there, especially because he was doing a lot of that last year. But it's an improvement, and I guess I can't ask for too much in one go. Onana shoves Marino. Marino falls down. I need, like, if Arsenal are going to score, I want Marino to score because he's in my fantasy team. But it's a free kick to Villa. Fish has provided clarity. He says 5 players I hate: McAllister, Michael Owen, Toby Alderweireld, Renato Vega, and Jan Vertonghen. Interesting Spurs connection there. Is that... Well, I've got a few questions about that. Number one, is that in order? Is that in priority order, like in which you hate them? So do you hate McAllister the most, and then you hate Michael Owen the second most, and so forth? So that's the first question. And secondly, what about each one makes you hate them? Michael Owen, I understand, so probably don't have to go into that one. But what specifically about the others makes you despise them so much? Yeah, I reckon this half. I reckon this half's probably gonna end in 0. Yeah, as in Toby Alderweireld and Jan Vertonghen. You said that you hate them, so I'm curious. What about them? What about them? What about them do you hate? What makes you hate them? Who's the best Liverpool winger for crossing accuracy in big finals? I mean, even though it wasn't a final, I always remember that Shaqiri cross for Wijnaldum in the Barcelona game, which was a semi-final. That was a good cross. The thing is with the kind of quote-unquote wingers, as you call them now, they're more inside forwards. So with Salah and Mane, they weren't typically super wide wingers who'd cross the ball. They were more inverted and would take a shot rather than crossing it. A lot of the crossing in recent times has more come from the fullbacks who would overlap. But back in the day, John Arisa, I don't remember him being a particularly good crosser. He was very good. He was very good. Had a very good shot on him. Antonio Nunes, rather forget. Gerrard played on the right a bit. Wasn't really a winger. Yet Ryan Babel wasn't a great crosser, but did get that assist for Gerrard against Real Madrid. So none really stand out. Fish says reason is because Toby Alderweireld is slow and Vertonghen played for Benfica and he's rubbish. I see. You hate Owen because he's awful. I do like that. You hate McAllister because he's Argentinian. He can't help that though. He can't do anything about that. And Vega's just his hair. Well, I appreciate the honesty. It's always good. It's always good to have clarity. Arsenal the GOAT says, I reckon Arsenal score Marino header in the 82nd minute and finish 1-0. That's possible. That is possible. And to be honest, I wouldn't mind that too much because Marino's in my fantasy team. So I wouldn't mind that. But I think you're right. It's gonna be a tight game. I mean, it's been a tight half, but it's gonna be a tight game, and I think there's gonna be one goal in it. And if it's a Marino header, then it's probably a set piece of some sort. So I can see that happening. But yeah, it's gonna be a close one. Three minutes of added time. Villa are quite dangerous on the counter attack, to be fair. I mean, they'd be more dangerous if they stayed onside. Arsenal the GOAT says, yeah, true, there has to be a corner. Yeah, I can see it happening now. I can foresee it. It's entirely possible. Marino's been booked just now. Marino and Onana having a interesting battle. Okay, Fish has provided the opposite now. So he said his 5 favorite players are Podolski, Götze, Lewandowski, Jota, and Xabi Alonso. What about them makes them your favorite players? Are Podolski and Lewandowski just in the list because they're Polish? Is that why, or is there another reason? Mario Götze is an interesting choice, but a good choice. So yeah, I'd say, well, what about them? I'm double checking. There's no players from Argentina, and there's none, so that's that's always good. Podolski he's just generally a GOAT. Fair enough. Ooh, Villa again. I keep calling him Ollie Mers, but Ollie Watkins. Watkins plays it back. Goat's the second goat. Fair enough. Arsenal the goat says my favorite player is Gabriel Martinelli. Good choice. What about him? What about him makes him your favorite player? Very pacey winger, to be honest. He's a different type of player, which I guess is a positive because that makes him unique compared to others. But yeah, I'm curious. What about him makes him your favorite player? Fish just generally likes Jota. He was a good player. Yeah, I'll always remember that hat trick he got. I think it was against Atlanta, but I'm not 100% sure. Especially when Liverpool signed him. I remember thinking, okay, Liverpool signed this guy from Wolves. I didn't think he was all that when Liverpool signed him. But then Liverpool signed him and he was amazing. Arsenal the GOAT says, just a pacey winger. And this is about Martinelli. I like fast players. Fair enough. I like fast players too. That's kind of what I was saying earlier. It's one of the things that I like about Frimpong. He's just so pacey. And I think you need that because if you don't have enough pace in the team, number one, it makes things pretty boring, and number two, it makes it a lot more difficult to score. Hull said, "Looks like Arsenal are struggling." I'd say Villa. I'd say Villa definitely had the better chances in the first half. And to be honest, they probably should have scored. Ollie Watkins had a one-on-one near post and somehow completely failed to get it on target. But it'll be interesting to see what happens in the second half. I got a feeling there'll probably only be one goal in this, and it wouldn't surprise me if Arsenal get it, to be honest with you. Marino header or something like that. Charlotte says hi. Grace says hi. How you doing? Didn't expect you to be live today. That is a good observation. I also was not expecting to go live today, but I had a relatively easy day. Everything's kind of a lot quieter now, so I figured, you know what, let's give it a go. So yeah, here I am. How's things with you? Have you put your TV on the wall yet, or are you still waiting to do that? Fish says, how good was Alberto Riera? He was pants, to be honest with you. I went to the Legends game, Anfield, maybe around March, and Albert Riera was playing. So I've watched Albert Riera play this year in a Legends match, and he had a free kick in such a dangerous position. And everybody was like getting super excited for the free kick, and he steps back and then he takes the free kick and he hits it right into the wall. And it was the most disappointing memory of that match. So he certainly looked the part. Like, he looked like a good player. He looked like a bit like a superhero. But he was rubbish. Grace says, no, I think I'm doing it on the weekend. Fair enough. That's a good time to do it. Grace says, who you supporting? In terms of today, I can't lie. I am hoping that Villa win. I think most Liverpool fans are probably supporting Villa. Arsenal says, Loki, you kind of look like Rio Ferdinand. People tell you that. People do not tell me that. People tell me I look like Ruben Amorim. The thing is, I've shaved my hair off, so I probably understand where you're coming from. But normally I have a bit more hair. So people say Ruben Amorim. People say Mo Salah. Mo Salah is the most common one. Ruben Amorim is the second most common. I've never had Rio Ferdinand. Maybe I need to do that. Do look like Rio Ferdinand now? If you just put me in VIA, then I could be Rio Ferdinand. Just do that all day. But I'd rather be Ruben Amorim than Rio Ferdinand. Grace is supporting Arsenal. Fair enough. To be honest, I've got a feeling Arsenal will probably win this. Villa are the better team in the first half. Villa have had the better chances, but I feel like there'll be a corner or a free kick towards the end of the game, and then Marino will header it into the back of the net, and it will be a 1-0 win. C-Star says, up the Villa from a Liverpool fan. I'm liking that. I'm with you on that 100%. I want Villa to win this. Even though I think Arsenal will win it. But I do want Villa to win. Grace is watching the United game. Is that against... it's 1-1. It's 1-1 against Wolves. I was going to say, is that the game that's 1-0? But I've just looked and it's 1-1. Which is pretty wild. United should win that pretty easily. C-Star says, don't manifest an Arsenal win. That's a good point. I should not say such things. I should just say, I should send positive vibes and positive energy towards Villa. I should really stop the timer because it's been half time for a while. I can't lie. I actually would not mind if Villa win the league. To be honest, that happening is unlikely. Given they probably don't have the squad depth, and given that they're up against the juggernaut that is Man City. Man City are a juggernaut already, and apparently they're going to buy Semenyo, which will just turn them into an even bigger juggernaut. So that just makes things all the more difficult. But if Villa do win it, I'd be happy with that, and I think most people would probably be quite happy with that. Oh, that's a good point. I forgot about that. They have our boy bring back Harvey Elliott. Yeah, apparently he is going to get recalled because he's simply not playing, which is a bit of a shocker because I remember when he joined in the summer. And he got the number 9 shirt, which was quite interesting. That's a big shirt, regardless of the club. And I just felt like, okay, if he's going to Villa, if he's getting the number 9 shirt, surely he's gonna play every single game. But they just don't seem to fancy him. So I reckon he will get recalled. And to be honest, Liverpool could do with him. I think maybe Harvey Elliott isn't a starter, but I think he is effective off the bench. He can contribute. So I'd take him back. The only thing that makes me sad is that he definitely will not fit into slot plans, even though he's fab. Yeah, I think you're right. I think unfortunately the manager just doesn't like him. I don't know what the real reason is. I don't know if he just thinks Elliot is not physical enough. I don't know if he just thinks he's not tall enough. I don't know if he's maybe seen leaked pictures of Arne Slot with hair and Slot's trying to, cover that up. But I just don't think the manager fancies him, which is unfortunate because Elliot really wants to be there. And when he is given a chance, he does deliver. He'll get an assist, he'll get a goal. Apparently, and I read somewhere at the start of the season, because he's played for Liverpool and Villa this season, he's not allowed to play for a third club in a single year. So I'd suspect if he's recalled, they might have to keep him at Liverpool. Yeah, they don't want to pay for him. I presumed when he went to Villa, it was a obligation to buy, but if they can return him, does not seem like a obligation. Fish says, rank these Belgian players Toby Alderweireld, Jan Vertonghen, Divock Origi, and Lukaku. Well, being 100% biased, I would put Divock Origi number 1. And I would not even put anybody in number 2 or number 3 because that's just far too close to Origi. So I'd put Divock number 1, nobody in number 2, nobody in number 3. But number 4, Alderweireld. Number 5, Lukaku. Number 6, Vertonghen. But I don't know if that's controversial. To be honest, it probably is. The whole Belgian thing is bizarre. Like they just didn't win a major trophy, given all these amazing players that they've had, and now those players are getting towards the latter end of their career. I mean, you missed De Bruyne off that list. He'd probably be the most obvious one. But yeah, it's just a shame they never won anything. C star, possibly C sharp, says, although I do adore Slot, he does have a little bit of an ego, but things are currently flowing in the right direction. Yeah, I'd agree. I think having an ego is, to be honest, most players, most top managers have an ego, I think. As an example, Klopp definitely had an ego. Salah definitely had an ego. Mane definitely had an ego. Van Dijk's got an ego. So I think they've all got egos. But I guess it's more about how other people react and interpret that ego. And I think Klopp had more of a way of managing that ego, whereas Slot is a lot more blunt and maybe a lot more Dutch. So then it comes across a bit cold. So I'd say they're all egotistical, but Klopp is maybe more warm, whereas Slot is maybe more cold. I think it might be something in that. But things are starting to get better. Sani says 2-0 Arsenal, 3-1 Man United, Brighton 3-2. Is that your prediction for today? Is that your prediction? I think it'll be 1-0 Arsenal. I think 2-1 Man United. I might check the scores just to cheat, just to see how the current scores are going. Chelsea are 2-2. I reckon that will probably stay 2-2. And I reckon West Ham Brighton will probably stay 2-2. But I reckon Arsenal will win this one. Even though Villa are the better team, I reckon Arsenal will win this one. Yeah. Grace says, why was the broom late for work? They didn't have things to mop up at home. I don't know. There's probably some sort of punchline. You'll have to let me know. I sense a good joke coming. Pep, love that man, but 1,000% egotistical. Yeah, I think a lot of the top stars, top players, top managers are egotistical, and you probably have to be egotistical to get to that level because you have to have that level of self-belief. But I think how people manage that ego and how people represent that ego is done differently. Klopp had an ego, but had more of a warm personality, but I think Slot perhaps has more of a cold personality. Irvin says, who do you think's win the league? I reckon City. How about you? Overswept. Nice. Fish says, who's better, Yasser Larouci or Trent? Well, I'm forbidden from putting Trent on any sort of positive list, so I'd have to say Yasser Larouci, I'm afraid. And I'd have to say Lovren for that. But realistically, I'd go with Trent. Irvin thinks City as well. I like the pronunciation on City. They're marching right now. They are. And the other thing is, apparently they're going to get Semenyo. which is just, what can you do? It's like if somebody's punching you in the face 10 times and then you find out they're about to get a cricket bat. It's like, what can you do? What are you supposed to do? So apparently they're going to get Semenyo, who will only make them stronger. And the thing is with City, that they know how to win titles. Their manager in particular knows how to win titles. And I think that gives them a psychological advantage. Irvin says, "Do you think they'll beat Sunderland?" I think they will, to be honest. I just think they're on a run. They're on a run, and when City in particular are on a run, they're very hard to stop. There's something about Pep where he just knows how to put together a run of a million games where he just doesn't lose. We've seen it happen with Klopp. Like Klopp can win 99% of the games, but Pep will win 100%, and then you can't do anything against that. C says, getting Semenyo sitter is greedy. They don't need him, but I kind of want Marmoush at Liverpool. Not happening. But a girl can dream. The rumours are to get Semenyo in, they're gonna have to let somebody go. Whether that's Marmoush, whether that's Doku, whether that's Oscar Bob, whether that's whoever. And the rumours are that they want to get rid of Marmoush. I wouldn't mind Marmoush at Liverpool. It would be a nice progression from the Egyptian king to the Egyptian prince. So you'd have that, number one. And number two, Marmoush would link up with Ekitike, and they played very well together at Frankfurt for the past few years. So that would be nice. But you're right. A girl can dream and a guy can also dream. I doubt it will happen, but it'd be nice. It'd be nice to see that. Irvin says, yeah, I agree. I'm gonna go watch United. Take care, mate. Take care, Irvin. Hope you have a nice evening. Charlotte says, could Nioni... Oh, they've started the second half, by the way. Could Nioni become a surprise X factor in cups? He could. I mean, he's another one of those players similar to Rio and Gamoa. He's got a ton of potential. But Slot in particular seems to trust the youth a bit less than Klopp did, which then... Oh God, Arsenal are through. Which then begs the question, when like, if you're not going to play Nioni in the cup, when are you going to play him? So I'd hope so. I want to see Nioni get playing time in the cups, and I also want to see Rio get playing times in the cups, and maybe some other newbie that we don't know about. That would be nice. Arsenal got a corner here, but I need to perhaps update the timer. There we go. Saka's taking the corner. Saka's been quite invisible this game, to be fair. As I say that, I really hope... Oh my God. I was going to say, as I say that, I really hope they don't score from a corner, and that's exactly what happens. That's exactly what happens. I was like, Saka's been quiet. And I just didn't finish the sentence because I felt like it was just going to happen anyway. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I did jinx it. I'm waiting for the replay. They should probably VAR check that. They might VAR check that, but let's wait and see. FA Cup is where the youngsters will thrive. That is very true. I just hope they're given playing time. And that's Neoni and Rio and Gamoa, and hopefully some other youngsters as well. Yeah, you are right, to be fair. I told you don't manifest these things. That is something they should at least VAR check, because what's his name? Gabriel jumped. Oh, they've given it. Gabriel jumped at the same time as the keeper, so I thought they might say that Gabriel pushed the keeper, but they've given it. Yeah, I might need to take a bit of responsibility for that, because I did I did say Arsenal were gonna score from the corner. I didn't predict it would happen that early, but it is what it is. Stefan Baccetic should be back very excited for that. Yeah, Baccetic was one of those players that looked amazing a few years ago. I think he had a bit of a unfortunate time with injuries. I think he might have gone to Leipzig or somewhere like that, and he just simply didn't play. But I definitely think he can make a difference to the cups, where Liverpool will have quite an inexperienced midfield in Trainioni and those types of guys. So I'd be happy to see him back. Google whoever that is. I have no idea who this is. I genuinely have no idea. Is a American social media personality. Not familiar. I thought I was forgetting something. You know, sometimes in the back of your head, you're like, I've updated the time, but what have I not done? That's it. As Lucas has clarified. There we go. All good now. Fish says Google sugar kids. I mean, I generally don't Google that second word. All good thanks to you. we should give Lucas credit for that. What I hope doesn't happen now is that Villa suddenly go super defensive because they've conceded. What they were doing in the first half was working. They did have many of the best chances. So I hope they don't go too defensive now. I don't know, says Chelsea Hate Watch. Still 2-2 by the looks of it. I reckon that will probably end in a draw. United 1-1 against Wolves. Were you doing the Chelsea Hate Watch the other day? Oh my God, Arsenal threw again. Jesus Christ, man, they've scored a second. It's what's his name? It's Mountain Boy, Zubamendi. That looked like a good goal, to be fair. Just waiting for that one to replay. Grace might be going to Ibiza in August. Nice. Have you been before? You'll have amazing weather there in August, 100%. First time? Nice. I've never been before, but I've heard the weather's especially in August should be really good. It was Odegaard won the ball. Yeah, simple goal, to be honest. Poor defending by Villa. Gotta mark that as 2-0. Lucas prays United lose. I pray the same. I'm surprised it's 1-1 with Wolves, to be honest. I thought they'd batter them. Looking at the XG as well. Man United have got 0.5 XG. So they're not doing too bad. They might end up losing that. If they end up losing, genuinely, if they end up losing to a team that have 2 points, and they end up losing at home to a team that have 2 points, I think they should just give up on life. Grace has never been abroad. Good destination to start. I've heard weather will be nice. There's lots to do there. It's pretty lively. Should be good. Lucas says the same here, Grace. Is there anywhere in particular you'd want to go? Or is it more you just haven't got round to it yet? I came back from Italy last week, which was quite good. Steven says, as I didn't know you were doing this game, I have been listening to Radio 5 again. I apologize. That's okay. That's no problem. To be honest with you, I wasn't planning to do this game. I just ended up having quite I wouldn't say relaxed day, but the day wasn't as busy as I had predicted. So then I said, you know what? Why don't we watch the Arsenal game, because Villa are going to batter them. And what happens? Arsenal are 2-0 up. So that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Yeah, it's just unfortunately I've got a bad feeling that Villa's heads might have gone, which is such a shame considering how well they did in the first half. Arsenal have got a free kick now about 20 yards out. Fish says Google whatever that is. It's not a thing. Have you spelled that correctly? You might need to double check the spelling, because when I Google that, nothing comes up. Peter says hi. How's it going, Peter? Are you supporting Arsenal, or are you supporting Villa, or are you potentially supporting neither of these teams? In which case, we may have something in common. It's going to be tough now, to be honest with you, for Villa to come back from 2 goals down away from home. Not impossible, but pretty tough. I don't know says, yes, Chelsea didn't win. Oh, wow. Full time. So full time in the Chelsea game, and also full time in the West Ham game. You'll have to remind me, why do you hate Chelsea again? I mean, I like that you hate Chelsea, but you have to remind me what the reason is. Free kick for Villa near the touchline on the right hand side. John McGinn's gonna whip a corner in. Bye, Fish. Have a nice evening. Stephen says, it's been 10 years since Leicester won the league, and Villa winning it would have been similar. Looks unlikely now. It would have been a similarly romantic story. Maybe not quite to the extent of Leicester, but there would have certainly been parallels with that. And yeah, I agree. It looks unlikely now. It's not impossible, but it would have been nice. It would have been one of those stories where every neutral fan would have been happy. Would have been happy for them to win it. But they've got 30 minutes. They've got 30 minutes to get something out of this. Fish says my name how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Is that because you just wanted me to say 6, 7? Grace says, can I ask you a random question? How tall are you? 5'10". And I know that for a fact because I got the nurse to measure me when I went to the doctors a few years ago. So I was like, can you just measure me? And then she made me take my shoes off. And because I wanted to know for definite. Because sometimes people overstate their height. So I said, I just want to know for definite. So without any shoes on, 5'10". Maybe with shoes, maybe I can get it to 5'11", but not quite 6 foot. Would you rather live in a snowy or tropical world? Probably a tropical world. Whilst I do like cold weather, snow is a bit much, to be honest with you. Steven says there's still hope for an unlikely title win for Hearts. In Scotland, Celtic are losing tonight. Well, that would be quite the romantic story. The thing is with Scottish football, it just gets a bit boring and repetitive because it's Celtic, Rangers, Celtic, Rangers. Would be nice for Hearts to win it or anybody else. Arsenal have another corner, but that one goes over. Yeah, that is my name. It's 4 letters, so it should be quite easy to remember. But people still get it wrong, which is fine. Marlon is coming on for Jadon Sancho. Sancho's actually been decent today. I appreciate it's quite surprising to say that, but he's not been too bad today. In United's best season in years, they are 6th, and in Liverpool's worst season in years, we are 4th. Indeed. I believe the saying is, there are levels to this game. That's the thing with United fans. I find they get very mouthy and very aggressive and very overconfident in the first half of the season. But then in the second half of the season, that mouthiness and aggression turns into humbleness. It just happens every year. That's why I don't bother arguing or don't bother contesting or don't bother debating or don't bother retorting to anything they say. Because why put effort in when you just have to wait? Waiting is free. It's free to wait. So I just wait for them to collapse as they do every single year. Grace says, how do you say Umar like that? So I guess if you switch the U for 2 O's, a bit like that. Fish says, who's Umar? My name is Fish. You almost caught me out, but almost is not quite there. Somebody will catch me out one of these days. Charlotte says, how are Liverpool handling set pieces recently? Well, apparently, the set piece coach got sacked today. Sorry, not got sacked. Left on mutual terms, which means they gave him a bit of money and he agreed to terminate his contract. I don't know if anyone's seen it. His name is Alex something. I just saw this today. You see this here? I don't know if you can see that, but Liverpool set-piece coach Aaron Briggs leaves the club after defensive struggles. Damn indeed. Maria says, what's the Man United score? It's 1-1. Against Wolves. Maybe I can show you. Yeah, still 1-1. Apparently, the rumor is Amorim has reverted back to his old formation, which is bizarre, given that he did a whole media interview about why now was the right time to change the formation. It's bizarre to do that and then revert back to the old formation in the very next game. They should win this game because Wolves are terrible. But let's... Oh, Villa are asking for a... No, nothing. They should win this game because Wolves are awful. Wolves have 2 points and it's almost New Year's Day, so they should win this. I don't know says, I support Liverpool. My brother likes PSG and my other brother likes Liverpool and my dad... Oh, yeah, and your dad likes Chelsea. So your dad will not be particularly happy today with the 2-2 draw. But yeah, speaking of set pieces, when Charlotte was saying how are Liverpool handling set pieces recently, well, there's your update. Liverpool FC set piece coach sacked after worst record in the league. So not too well, to be honest with you. But hopefully the next set piece coach can make better use of set pieces. Because it says right there, and I appreciate the whole text is not squeezing on the screen properly, but it says, this season, no team in Europe's 5 leagues have conceded more set pieces than Liverpool's 12. As a result, Liverpool have decided to part ways with Briggs, who officially took over the role as set piece coach this summer. So it'll be interesting to see who they get in. Nebs says, yo, how you doing, Nebs? I'm not surprised he's not happy with the draw. Liverpool are brilliant. Indeed they are. Things are definitely starting to get better. Wirtz is starting to find his feet, which is good to see. So I think the new players are starting to gel a bit. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate what happened with Isak, but things are starting to get better. Grace says L hat. Yeah. To be honest, I've worn this one before, and you've said you don't like this one. But to be fair, I did warn you. I did warn you the last time that I'm gonna have to wear that one. But I do like Adidas. Fair enough. So it's an L to a certain degree, should we say? Let's see if this article maybe formats a bit better on the screen. Noah's been offered to be the new coach. Fantastic. I'm sure Noah will do a fantastic job. To be honest, Noah, the bar is pretty low. So if you just stop Liverpool conceding goals, I think you'll do a good job. And to be honest, I have a ton of confidence in you. I reckon you'll sort this team out. So I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to hear that. Stephen says, not asking for exact location, but roughly where do you live, Umar, if you don't mind me saying? Not too far from Liverpool. So to get to Liverpool, I need to catch a train. So I'm going to the Legends game. In March against Dortmund. So I need to catch a train, but only one train. maybe that should give a clue. And it's a train that is going up. Thoughts on Semenyo to Man City? Fabricio confirmed it's a here we go. That's the thing with Man City. Man City are flying. Man City are the type of team, and to be honest, I don't even hate it, but Man City are the type of team who will always strengthen from a position of strength. Man City will not kind of rest on their laurels. They'll be doing really, really well. And when they're doing really, really well, they'll say, oh my God, Arsenal have scored again. It's Trossard and his massive eye bags. Go to sleep. Like if you went to sleep, your eyes would not look like that. But Arsenal have scored a third. Maybe he just needs a bit of blusher or foundation or something like that. Referees complaining though. We'll see if this gets disallowed. But yeah, the thing about Semenyo, City always strengthen from a position of strength. So I reckon City have probably got this league wrapped up. The goal's been disallowed for a handball, I believe. Came off Gyökeres's arm. I think that's what they're saying. So I don't need to update the score. Sorry, they're checking VAR. It hasn't been formally disallowed yet. Noah's joking. To be honest, you should be the set piece coach. Samuel says, I think you should try watching the football. I multitask the best I can. Yeah, I bag Trossard. We're just waiting to see if. To be honest, I probably shouldn't complain. We're just waiting to see if this has been disallowed. I don't know the best Liverpool 11 of all time. We need to put this in order. So you would have Alisson in goal. I mean, you've given me a bit of a challenge here. Alisson in goal. Phil Neal right back. Van Dijk and Joel Matip as your centre backs. Risa as your left back. Alonso and Gerrard as your midfielders. Salah, Dalglish, Rush. Pretty good lineup, I think. What's your formation, though? I'm curious about what your formation is. Grace says you're funny sometimes. I try my best. Referee is taking a while to check this. They're still bloody checking this. I mean, I could have put a pizza in the oven by now. It's not that hard, mate. Just look if it hit his hand or not, and then get on with it. They're still checking it. It's felt like it's been half an hour at this point. Is the argument also not, if it's taking half an hour, then it's not clear and obvious, surely? He's given it. He's given it. After all that, he's given it. Grace is happy. Trossard is also happy. It was a good finish, to be fair. I'm just annoyed I have to update the score. I would not have predicted a 3-0, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's been given. Villa are missing some of their key players, as are Arsenal. I think Rice is missing. Norgard's come on. Marino's come off, which is unfortunate, because he's in my fantasy team. And let's be honest, that's more important than Arsenal's season. I'll be honest with you, I never would have predicted a 3-0. Especially after how the first half went. I suspect sometimes when you have chance after chance and chance after chance after chance and you fail to score, sometimes that can hurt your motivation. That can hurt your psyche. So maybe that's what happened to Villa. They just lost confidence, and then as they conceded one, their heads dropped. And now they've conceded 3. And I never would have predicted 3. Grace says, who's the player of the match in your opinion? Good question, to be fair. Maybe somebody... I think the Arsenal midfield's been quite good. Maybe somebody like Odegaard or potentially Zubimendi. Potentially one of those guys. How about you? Gabriel's been solid. But I'd be tempted to give it to Zubimendi over Odegaard because he did get that goal. So I feel like that gives him an extra boost. I can't believe this is 3-0 though. This was never a 3-0. If I knew this was going to be a 3-0, I wouldn't be here. I'm only here because I thought Villa were going to win. So I was going to have a nice pleasant evening, but that's been ruined. But that's okay. You win some, you lose some. Or Dale says, a great result for Everton. Is it full time? Oh, wow, 2-0. Okay, fair enough. Garner in the 19th minute and Barry in the 79th minute. That's a really good result, to be fair. Made up with that, understandable. That's a really good result. Hopefully Wolves finish off United now. Honestly, if Wolves finish off United, they should just stop playing football. Maybe take up, I don't know, karaoke or gardening, or maybe making pasta. Maybe they've got a few good would-be chefs in the team. Because if you lose to a team that has 2 points and you lose to that team at home, then you're clearly in the wrong profession. So a loss would be hilarious. That would make up for Arsenal winning. Maybe Dogu or something like that. Everyone's played well. Fair enough. Jamal Benouf says, hi, how's it going, Jamal? Ça va? Stephen is in Oldham International Centre of Sporting Excellence. Very nice. A nice bit of pedigree there. Gabriel's coming off. And Gabriel Jesus is coming on. So Gabriel off, Gabriel on. In I don't know's formation, he had Salah right wing, Dalglish striker, Ian Rush left wing. Interesting. Jabi central midfielder, Dirk Kuyt central midfielder. I mean, that's an interesting lineup, but it is your team. You're allowed to do what you want with your team. It's very attacking, but it certainly makes things a bit more interesting. Jamal regarde le match Man United, so Jamal's watching Man United. I think there's just a 8 minute. Oh my God! Gabriel has just scored. I'm here trying to crank out the French, saying il y a 8 minutes dans le match, and Gabriel just curls it in. Sorry, Gabriel Jesus, but same difference. Curls it in from outside the box. This is a travesty. Yeah, Villa's heads have gone. I think number 11 in Wolves is the player of the match. That's what we want to hear. We want to hear. I need to see Wolves putting in a performance, and I need to see Wolves finishing them off. That would make my day. Steven says, hard to believe now, but I've seen Oldham beat Liverpool, Everton, Arsenal, United, and Man City. Wow, they are the international centre of sporting excellence for good reason. It seems that's a pretty good record by the looks of it. You went for a 4-3-3 attack formation because of the central attacking midfielder. Also, I was debating on whether to put Dalglish on striker or left winger. To be honest, it's a unique lineup, but it's a good lineup. Oh my god, don't let Arsenal score a fifth. Saka hits it over. But you like Dalglish more, so you put him on striker instead of Ian Rush. Fair enough. I mean, Ian Rush is amazing, but you'd have to say Dalglish is a tier above. Grace says, have you had a good day today, Umar? It's been pretty good. Pretty busy. Holiday planning. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but I'm going to Japan in February. So I've been planning that quite extensively. Keeps me busy. Yeah, let's hope they don't score a fifth. Look how much you manifested it. Yeah, I should just keep my mouth shut from now on. I should perhaps say that I'm gonna win the lottery, because if I say that, it looks like that I will manifest that. Yeah, I thought I might have. C says, "Ooh, fun! February is when I start my 12-week cut. Nice. Is that like a weight cut for something specific? Are you engaging in a sporting event of some sort?" Is that left? What do you mean by LWK? Do you mean left winger? Yeah, you probably mean left winger. Top 5 Liverpool players of all time for me is Dalglish, Gerrard. Oh, low key. I was thinking left winger. I was like, I'm not sure Van Dijk's a left winger, but I was like, I'll go with it. But low key, okay, that makes more sense. So low key, the top 5. Because at first it was like Dalglish, and I thought, okay, maybe. Dalglish, maybe. And I thought, Gerrard, I swear Gerrard's never played on the left, but okay. Salah, okay. I mean, he's left-footed. But okay. Ian Rush, I was like, oh. And then you said Van Dijk, and I said, okay, it cannot mean left winger, but low key. But yeah, your top 5 Liverpool players are Kenny Dalglish, Gerrard, Salah, Ian Rush, and Van Dijk. I mean, that's a very good list, to be honest with you. Not many people will argue with that. I'd be tempted to maybe put Suarez in instead of Rush, but it's hard to argue with that. C says, not for a weight sport currently, soon come, just a very thorough fat loss phase before my birthday. Good to hear. That's definitely it's definitely a positive thing. So yeah, it sounds pretty good. Exciting times. I thought Arsenal were in again. I don't know, says Ian and Dalglish in the 80s were by far the best attackers in the world. And by far, not gonna lie. Yeah, true. I guess it's kind of tough to just narrow it down purely to 5. But it's a good list. It's a good list. You got Kenny Dalglish, you got Gerrard, you got Salah, you got Ian Rush, and you got Van Dijk, and you got a good mix of old and new. So I think that's always important. Could maybe argue with it, but it's my thoughts. No, it's fair enough. I think it's a reasonable list. I think where it becomes a bit difficult is there's so many good players. So in a way, it's hard to narrow it down to 5. But I think you've done a good job. There's nothing crazy in there, like I don't know, like Didi Haman or I don't know something. Jimmy Traore. Like it's a good list. Harry says 4-4. I'm from the future. I just don't touch anything. Don't step on anything. We need the future that you've come from to be the future that actually happens. If you accidentally like step on a leaf, then this is gonna stay 4-0. So just stay perfectly still, and then the 4 goals will go in. If you cough, then it might set off a chain reaction, and then Arsenal might get a 5th goal. So if you cough, or if Arsenal get a 5th goal, I know it's because you coughed. You broke the fabric of space time. Jamal il a dit Mercato or Real Madrid. What was the score? Did they win? Le score, s'il vous plaît. C says, yes, not too aggressive because no need, but I'm also a sports nutritionist, so I do want to look like one. It's vain, I know. It's a positive thing. It's a positive thing. It's a form of self-improvement, and I think it's always encouraging when people try to better themselves. And I thought Villa were gonna score, so I'd say it's a good thing. Something I've kind of realized, maybe a few years ago. I think a few years ago I used to weigh more than I weigh now, and life has gotten easier since I kind of weigh a bit less. So it does make things easier as well. I remember I'd get out of breath maybe going up the stairs a few years ago. Whereas when I went to Italy last week, I climbed the St. Peter's Basilica, which was about 550 steps, and even though I did get tired, I still did it. So yeah, it's a positive thing. What is not positive is Aston Villa. Oh, please don't let Arsenal get a 5th. It's 90 plus 2 minutes in the United game. Oh. Yakarez is so bad. For some reason, my thing paused and now a bunch of comments have come through. Yakarez is so bad. How do you rate him? And be honest, I don't rate him particularly highly. I think he's overrated. I think a lot of his goals came in a weaker league, and now he's in a stronger league. things are not going as well for him. Steven says, comparing current day to 80s players is daft. Pitches were sand and mud. Rules and balls were completely different. Players drank heavily back then too. Yeah, I think additionally, something I've noticed from when I originally used to watch football in the 90s as I was growing up, defenders in particular are a lot more fit now. They're a lot more like athletes. Whereas when I was watching football growing up, defenders were just like big stocky guys, like Razor Ruddock type of guys. So it does make it a bit more difficult to compare different eras. 100%. Dan says, hi, how's it going, Dan? Yeah, Arsenal the goats is going to be super happy. We were predicting a 1-0, but it's 4-0. Grace's top 5 Liverpool players are Salah, Van Dijk, Ekitike, Szoboszlai, Chiesa. Is that right now? That's a pretty good list. I don't know, met some Liverpool fans who don't even know who Dalglish is. I mean, if they don't know who Dalglish is, I'm not sure they could class themselves as Liverpool fans. C is going to document it and then post it as a series on my fitness account. Good stuff. Exciting times. If you want, feel free to post the link. I'll put it on the screen. You got you got to be kidding me. I think we scored, but it was offside. That is unfortunate. I never finished TV says payback time. You might need to expand on that. Is it payback for something specific? Are you referring to the United game or the Wolves game? Sorry, or the Arsenal game. All right, is it like a saying? Fair enough. I might start using that. I don't know. Says yes, United offside goal. You'll have to keep me updated on what's happening in that game. So who did they score an offside goal with? Ooh, Villa hit the post. Villa get one. Ooh, Villa should have got one back there, but saved by Raya. Ah, you're saying it's payback for when Villa beat Arsenal 2-1. I mean, there's payback and then there's this. This is quite the battering, to be honest with you. I don't think Villa have been that bad. I think they were quite good in the first half, but once Arsenal got the first goal, I think it was the Gabriel header. Once Arsenal got the first goal, the floodgates opened. I never finished, so now Arsenal have to beat them black and blue. To be honest, Arsenal are beating them black, blue, red, pink and green all at the same time. It's just they're beating them every color of the rainbow at this point. It was a Dogu offside goal. I see. Okay, let's hope that ends in a draw. I mean, ideally, let's hope Wolves win, but you'd take a draw against Wolves. C says, I'll definitely post the link if you're live at some point closer to when I post it on here. Yeah, sounds good. I'm pretty much here. To be honest, typically it's pretty much exclusively the Liverpool games, but sometimes when I have extra time, as in today, I'll do a non-Liverpool game. But yeah, most the Liverpool games I'll be around. Gabriel is back to Arsenal. So Szoboszlai is the man to beat Arsenal. That free kick, was amazing. It's not just the free kick as well. It's also the fact that he willingly took a shot from there when, Villa have got one back. Of course Villa have got one back. Because of course they can't give Raya a clean sheet for my fantasy team, right? Raya can't just keep a clean sheet to give my fantasy team more points. He has to concede. Nice one, David. Nice one, Dave. Steven says, if United had got the winner, they would have gone above Liverpool on goal difference by a single goal. Well, we absolutely cannot have that. But thankfully, it looks like it's full time. So they've drawn against the team. They've given Wolves 50% more points today. Because Wolves have gone from 2 points to 3, I believe. So United have given Wolves 50% more points. I never finished. As how many minutes added time? 8 in total, so 4 more. So if Villa score 1 goal a minute, they might get something, but Arsenal just need to keep the ball, to be honest. I don't know, says United fans were making fun of Liverpool for barely winning against Wolves. They are drawing 1-1 at Old Trafford, and it looks like it's full time, as Grace says, full time. So they have drawn at Old Trafford, which is hilarious. Because Wolves, I don't want to say Wolves are bad, but Wolves are absolute dog turd. So to draw to Wolves at home, that's kind of embarrassing. Yeah, that's probably a better description, to be honest. They've got 2 points. Well, they had 2 points. Now they've got 3. Which is kind of funny. Siraj says, S2FU, bro. Liverpool have been so bad. They have been bad, but I think United have been worse. There's bad and there's even worse than bad. C says, Strand Larsen definitely needs to move elsewhere. Not saying that because I'm a massive fangirl. You're just saying it purely for his career, which is fair enough. He should appreciate that you're looking out for him. You're looking out for his best interests. I never finished says they can't have any point from Emirates. Yeah, to be honest, Arsenal have won this. There's about 1.5 minutes left, and Watkins has just been booked. Jamal Deet, Man United Wolves Ile and draw. Man United ed Ile Merd. Siraj, United can't be a bit better if Liverpool are above them on the table. If Liverpool... So United have played 1 more game and they're 2 points behind. That legitimately just doesn't make sense. Liverpool are the 4th best team. Villa are better than Liverpool. City are better than Liverpool. And also better than Liverpool, going based on the table. Bonsoir, Jamal. J'espère tu avais un bonsoir. I think that means I hope you have a good night. They can make a triangle now. Take care, Grace. I'll probably go in 1 or 2 minutes as well. See, he says, exactly. You should hire me as an agent. I know what's best for him. I mean, you've put together a pretty compelling case. So if Strand Larsen has a couple of brain cells, I think he should definitely hire you. Villa, of course, Arsenal a lot in the past seasons. Indeed, they have, but it's full time here. Arteta is celebrating. Yeah, I'll be back on Thursday for the Liverpool game. If so, yay. Good stuff. See you on Thursday. Liverpool leads. Yeah, I just base it based on the table. Football fan says, bro, I give up with Man United. I heard a rumor that he reverted back to the old formation today. Is that true? I haven't been watching that game, but I heard a rumor that he reverted back to the old formation, which is a bit weird, given that he did a bunch of interviews saying that the new formation is going to stick. So that's a bit surprising. But yeah, that's not a good result to draw against Wolves. Wolves had 2 points. Had 2 points before today, and now they've got 3 points. And they've got minus 29 goal difference. That's wild. Come on, City. I mean, if Liverpool can't win the league, I'd rather City win it. Because if City win it, it's kind of like nobody's won it. Because let's be honest, nobody cares if City win it. Grace says, I commented on your vid, by the way. Oh, thank you very much. I'll check that out shortly. But I appreciate that. I don't know says, I heard an Arsenal fan say, to be honest, I'm not reading the rest of it. Just the mere fact that you've said, I heard an Arsenal fan say, I automatically know the rest of it is going to be nonsense. So I'm just not going to read the rest of it because I just know it's going to be rubbish. They have caused Arsenal a lot of pain, but you got your revenge today. Bye for now. Yeah, take care. Yeah, he does seem very stubborn. To be honest, at this point, I reckon you'll give him the season. I reckon you'll give him the season, and then you will most probably get somebody else at the end of the season. Steven says, thank you for saving me from Sky or Radio 5 again. See you Thursday. No problem, Steven. Take care. Hope you have a nice New Year's Eve, which is tomorrow. And then, yeah, see you on New Year's Day. I don't know. It's forcing me to read the rest of it. I had an Arsenal fan say, if Arteta won this year's Prem, he'd be top 5 Premier League managers of all time. That's complete nonsense. So you're telling me to win one Premier League in a decade after spending £1 billion, that makes you top manager of all time? Absolutely not. I'd still put Wenger above him. Alex's cousin got his debut. Fantastic. That's good to hear. Who did your cousin play for? C says, I feel like Kerkez has improved so much recently, but no one's been talking about it, I don't think. I agree. It's one of those weird things, isn't it? Whereby when a player's doing terribly, everybody's constantly talking about them. This player's no good. This player's no good. This player's no good. But when a player improves, suddenly people don't talk about them anymore. So I think you're right. I think the lack of noise and the absence of noise is proof that he's starting to play a bit better. He's definitely starting to look a lot more assured. Tackling is getting better. Positioning is getting better. I think Slot might have changed his role a bit slightly. I've noticed he's a lot more wide now. And he gets up and down the pitch a lot more. Whereas earlier in the season, he was more central. But I certainly think Kerkez's strengths are staying out wide. And I certainly think Kerkez's strengths are getting up and down the pitch, putting crosses in. So hopefully that continues and hopefully Kerkez gets better and better. It does certainly feel like Kerkez is the first choice because every single match, you'll see rotation in many positions, but we very rarely see rotation at left back. It's pretty much always Kerkez. So it seems like the manager also believes in him. And that he'd be better than Klopp. Arsenal fans are mad. That wouldn't make sense because within less time that Klopp has... within less time that Arteta's been at Arsenal, Klopp won the Premier League and the Champions League. So what we're saying is Klopp won the Premier League and the Champions League in less time than Arteta and with less money spent than Arteta. I don't know how you could rank Arteta higher. It's don't make sense. Grace has commented on a few. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I will check them out. Nekit says, hello, do you know Rubin Kazan Club from Russia? I've heard of them. Russia, I'm more familiar with your MMA fighters such as Pyotr Yan and Fyodor Emelianenko. And who else we have? Khabib Islam. So with Russia, I'm more familiar with your UFC fighters, to be honest. But I've heard of Rubin Kazan. See, he doesn't have any worries about his ability anymore. He's still young, 22, so I'm sure he's able to learn and adapt quicker. That's another thing. Whenever a young player joins, people jump on them instantly. If they don't turn out 10 out of 10 every single game, people jump on them instantly. I think we sometimes forget these players are very young. If he's 22, then it wasn't that long ago that he was a teenager. So he's going to need time to adapt, time to get familiar with his colleagues, time to settle in a new area. So I typically don't worry about a player until they've been given 2 years. I know a lot of people would say 1 year, and I understand that. But I tend to not panic until it's been 2 years. It's just the way I am. So I think Lightning says, isn't the game over? You are correct about that. I will stop the timer. I was just getting towards the end of the comments. But yeah, hope you're doing good. Arsenal fans, Delulu. You are correct about that. Apple user, do you have a favorite Apple product? Are you an iPhone user or an iPad user, or are you a Mac user? Me personally, I'm more of a Mac user. Although I have an iPhone, but I'm definitely more of a Mac user. But yeah, delighted about United results. Me too. To draw against, Wolves have 2 points, and to draw against a team that has 2 points at home is kind of atrocious, to be honest. So that is kind of funny. Also, I think Lightning wanted for Christmas was points from Spurs. How are you? You're 13th. How are you 13th? I thought you were I genuinely thought you were higher up in the table than that. But just looking at the table, you're 13th. That's wild. C says, yeah, that's fair. I worry a lot when it comes to Liverpool. They love giving us panic attacks last 10 minutes of the game. Yeah, Liverpool do have a tendency to coast games, to play quite well, and then mentally go to sleep in the 80th minute. It's like when the 80th minute hits, eyes will shut, and then Liverpool will concede, and then Liverpool end up with a nervy last 10 minutes. It happened against Spurs with the Richarlison goal, which Siphoning Lightning probably remembers, and it happened against who was the other game? Wolves, I think. So yeah, they're not good for the old heart, should we say? Siphoning Lightning says, we beat Palace and Liverpool couldn't beat Palace. Palace seemed to just be Liverpool's bogey team. It got to a point where I'd rather play Barcelona and Brazil at the same time than play Palace. Palace just have Liverpool's number. Spurs got 200 million to spend. Do you want to buy Gakpo? You could spend half of that on Gakpo. I don't know, says United fans saying 13 Prems. We know Liverpool better than us, so we use excuses. I mean, you could say that United have only won the Barclays Premier League. So United have only won the old Premier League, which is the Barclays one. The new Premier League, United have 0. So if they say that, you can say that in return. Now that I forgot about Savinho. Now that Semenyo is going to City, we can get Savinho. How much would you pay for him? What kind of price would you be willing to pay for him? Hopefully we get Mark Gahey, says he. I hope so too. I think he's fantastic. It's such a shame that the deal fell through, isn't it, in the summer? Rumours are that Liverpool are not going to spend money and are instead going to wait to get him on a free, but better late than never. CJ says 11 Wolves and United. Yeah, good point. I mean, good performance by Wolves. Wolves were away, and Jack is delighted. So if Jack's happy, then I'm also happy. And CJ is also happy for Jack. You're up to 3 points now. And yeah, I didn't see the game, but you were away from home. And United beat Liverpool at Anfield, whereas you've at least got a point against United at Old Trafford, so that's a good result. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come. Kash Patel says, not Kash Patel, that's the FBI director. Kash says, watching United during AFCON without Bruno is torture. What's the deal with Bruno? Is he injured? He can't be at AFCON. He must be injured, surely. You'd pay 70 mil for Savinho? Okay. Can you maybe get him for a bit less than that? Jack loves Wolverhampton Wanderers, and I have it on good authority that Wolverhampton Wanderers love Jack. Siphoning Lightning says, if Frank gets sacked, we are getting Glasner, and we might get Gahey if Glasner joins us. It's a possibility. He can link up with his former Crystal Palace boss at Spurs. To be honest, I reckon Thomas Frank probably will get sacked. Unfortunately, it just doesn't seem to have worked out. I don't know. This means low key, so I don't know what this meant originally. What's S2G mean? I'm too old for these acronyms. You have to explain these. Yes, it fell through last minute. Generally more disappointed in that news. If Isak didn't join, it was especially because it was so close. Apparently he had done his medical, and do you know those videos that they film of signing day and medical? Apparently all those videos were filmed, and he was wearing the Liverpool kit, and he'd done his interview on the sofa about how excited he was to be a Liverpool player, and then the deal got pulled, which is pretty disappointing. No more triangle, says Jack. CJ says 6-0 tomorrow against Leeds. It's Thursday, I believe. At least I hope, because I'm playing computer games tomorrow, so I hope it's Thursday. Yeah, Dogu was denied a last-minute winner, which makes it even funnier. CJ became number 3 fan in the fan club. That's good to hear. I have no idea what that means, but I think it's a positive thing, so I appreciate that. I have a fan club. I don't know. I don't even know what that is. Mateta's a good striker. He's not too flashy, but he always gets goals, and he's got the strength, and he's got the necessary pace. Lucas is back, and good to see you updated the score. Yeah, you implemented a good way of working in my brain, because I was forgetting until Lucas reminded me. So I'm glad you were there to remind me the first time. Otherwise, it would probably still say 0-0. Oh right, it means if you know, you know. And S2G is a FIFA YouTuber who has the craziest transfers of all time. At least I know what out means. At least I know out means of all time. Luke Littler Jr. says Villa weren't awake and Arsenal were. Simple as that. I think Villa were really good in the first half. There was that Ollie Watkins chance where he missed near post. And I thought Villa was so good in the first half. Unfortunately, I think what happened is Gabriel scored that header pretty much immediately in the second half. And then I think when that sort of situation can happen, it can mentally take a drain on you. And I think unfortunately that affected Villa's self-belief. 4-1 is an unfair score. This is not a 4-1 game. So I think 4-1 is unrepresentative of what realistically happened. C says, yes, I heard, genuinely felt so disappointed. This is for Mark Gahey. Yeah, it's really sad, but hopefully he can join next year. Luke Littler Jr. says Frimpong's been a flop this season. To be honest, he's been injured for most of the season. He's recently got back from injury and has had 2 assists in 2 games. So I quite like Frimpong, to be honest with you. I think Bradley's been poor this season. Connor Bradley, who's the other right back, I think he's been quite poor. But I quite like Frimpong, to be honest with you. CJ says, yes, saw this Thursday. That's okay. You just gave me a heart attack for a second. I was thinking, I'm busy tomorrow. What do you mean? What do you mean it's tomorrow? But that's okay. 6-0 Verts. Hat-trick, 2 assists. I'd take that. I would take that. Also, did you hear Arsenal fans saying our number 14 plays for Liverpool as a 22? Well, what do they mean by that? As in their number 14? As in, because their number 14 is the Swedish guy. What's his name? Gyökeres. And Liverpool's 22 is Ekitike. I don't know what they mean by that. Siphoning Lightning says, not only did Van der Ven break Isak's leg, but he also might join Liverpool if he doesn't sign a new contract. Is his contract up at the end of this season, or is it at a later date? Luke Littler says, how long you planning on staying on here? To be honest, I was supposed to go about 15 minutes ago. But I'm just trying to get to the end of the comments so then I can wrap up and brush my teeth and go to sleep. But the comments keep coming, so I'm getting there. But probably the next 5 minutes. Oh, they want Ekitike. Why would Ekitike go there? Ekitike is having the time of his life at Liverpool. I don't think he's going to join. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, there's a chance Ekitike will maybe want to move on in the future, maybe to the Spanish league or something. But there's no chance he'd go to Arsenal. That's not how things work. I think it's delusion on the part of Arsenal fans. Luke Littler Jr. ? So you might be junior or you might be senior. He says, you may not agree, but McAllister has had a slow start to his season. That I agree with. I think McAllister has had a slow start to the season. I went to a pre-season game at Anfield where you had... So it was Liverpool versus Bilbao. And the first game was the kids, and the second game was the seniors. And I remember in that game, McAllister played with the kids, which made me think, okay, maybe McAllister's not fully fit. And since then, I just feel like he just hasn't looked fully fit. But I agree, he's not having a good season. Some people are saying, can McAllister and Wirtz coexist in the same team? I don't know if people are perhaps jumping to conclusions there. But I agree. I don't think he's been particularly good this season, unfortunately. Who's grocery bags? Is that Gyökeres? Thoughts on Bajcetic? Do you think we should sell him or loan him or use him? To be honest, it kind of depends on how he's doing in training, and unfortunately we don't see that. I'd be willing to give him one more chance at Liverpool, maybe in some of the cup games. And I think at this point they should stop loaning him, because loan kind of feels like you don't know what the answer is, so you're just pushing the problem to a later date. It's like, yeah, we'll loan you now, we'll sort it out later. But I think they need to make a decision now. So I'd probably play him if you can, and if he's good, keep him. If he's not up to the standard, then you'd probably have to sell him. Next season, okay, Van der Ven's contract ends. That's also when Van Dijk's contract ends, I believe. Spurs had the chance to get Ekitike when he was at Frankfurt. He was offered to us, and we said no. To be honest, when Liverpool signed Ekitike, I thought that's a crazy amount of money. So I'm not surprised you said no, because I felt like Liverpool overpaid. Luke Littler Jr. question mark says Rio should get more game time against lower sides. Yeah, Rio and Trainioni. If these are the two kind of bright sparks of the youth team, the bright spark, they need game time to mature and develop their game. So I'm hoping they get time in the cups. Yeah, that does sound wrong. I was saying McAllister was playing with the kids. What I meant was there was a kids team, which was Rio and Trey. And then there was a senior team, which was Wirtz and Salah. And McAllister was playing with the kids. There you go. I've said it again. Oh, Yakarez's grocery bags. You think Pachetti is going to be next Xabi Alonso? I mean, if he's even 70% as good as Xabi Alonso, then we're onto something. We should low-key buy Rodrigo. Depends how much it cost. Luke says, I reckon Isak is unlucky. Yeah, he was just starting to find his feet in the team, and he scored that amazing goal. Nice finish, and then unfortunately got injured, but that's life. I mean, it's unfortunate. What can you do, eh? Simon says, especially Trainioni for me. Yeah, I want to see that guy get game time because he's got all the fundamentals. You are offered Ekitike for 40 million. Dang, should have taken that. Man City fan, also known as Haaland, says, don't forget Man City is coming. Yeah, unfortunately, I think you're just gonna pretty much annihilate everyone that's in your way. I reckon you've probably got this title wrapped up. At this rate, you're gonna be here the next week. I'm getting there. As soon as I think I'm making progress, I see another few come up, and I'm like, I've got. It's okay. It's New Year's Eve tomorrow, and then it's New Year's Day. So if it was like a proper work week, I'd be like, I got work. I gotta go. But I still better go. I still got stuff to do. Simon says at least it's not a muscle injury. I'll take that. Yeah, could be worse. Glass half full approach. Who is your best midfielder in the Premier League though so far? To be honest with you, I've been a bit bad this year in the sense that I've mostly only been watching Liverpool, to be honest with you. Other than today, I've pretty much exclusively been watching Liverpool because I've been a bit short on time. I've gone on 3 holidays in 3 months. So that shows you I've not really been here much. But based on watching Liverpool, for Liverpool it would be Szoboszlai, but he's probably not the best in the league. But for Liverpool, it's been Szoboszlai. You can thank Van de Ven for Isak's leg. We definitely can. Spurs got a clean sheet versus City. Do you want Shaqiri back at Liverpool? He's probably. I would have taken him a few years ago, but not anymore. Simon says, I'm the same. I've just been locked on the pool. Yeah, same. I've had 3 holidays in 3 months, and I just plan them around whenever Liverpool are not playing. But it's difficult. Mr. Default says United, not the best result today against Wolves. I heard a rumor that Amorim went back to the old formation. Is that true? Because I was reading there was a media interview on BBC where he was saying, now is the time for me to change. And I thought, okay, he's going to stick with the new formation where he won the last game. But some of the guys were saying, that he's reverted back to the old formation. Take care, Luke. Appreciate that. Sabo's the best midfielder in the Premier League. I hope so. To be honest, I've pretty much purely been watching Liverpool this season. Tom says, "What's your favorite food in terms of cuisine?" In terms of cuisine, it changes. It changes. The thing is, I've been in Italy last week, and I've been eating so much Italian food every day, eating pizza, pasta, ice cream. So now Italian food's gone down. The ranking because I've been eating that stuff for a week. I say Chinese has gone to the top now. Bergwall's been good, as Siphoning Lightning says. Oh, so he did revert back. Why has he done that? But he did like a whole media interview where he said, now is the time to change the formation. I don't know why I did a German accent, because he's not German. Now is the time. No, I can't do Portuguese accent. But why is he reverted back? CJ hate watching Man United. It's a free film and it's a comedy and a horror at the same time. Siphoning Lightning says the Spurs games I watch we lose, so I've stopped watching. Maybe you should watch the teams that you don't like. Then those teams will lose. Hulls takes back saying Arsenal are struggling. To be honest, I should take that back as well. The only reason I'm here today is because I thought Villa were going to win. So if it's any comfort, we both look a bit silly. Ella says, you'll never walk alone. Liverpool, best team in the world. I'm liking that. JRL says, you think City will get Semenyo? I think they will, yeah. When City got their got their eyes on someone, they get that done. He started as a back four, but when I saw it during the game, cried a little. Yeah, what? I mean, I'll need to watch the highlights. I genuinely thought you'd win that. I thought you'd win that quite comfortably, so that's a bit of a surprise. Oh, his favourite food is not coronation chicken. You reminded me of that stream we did a few months ago where we were talking about coronation chicken for about 2 hours. But it absolutely is not coronation chicken. Yeah, I don't know. There's this thing where he watches multiple games at the same time. You mentioned that before. Yeah, I reckon City will get Semenyo. Fenerbahce, Aston Villa. When is that? Is that soon? Hull says, can't believe United lost. That poor boy will never cut his hair. Yeah. He'll never I kind of feel sorry for him, but it's also weirdly a good style. Like it suits him having the big hair. Because you know when you see the before and after pictures, and in the before pictures he's just got short hair, it doesn't look as good. I weirdly think it kind of suits him. You know how sometimes sheep get separated from their flock, and then you randomly come across a sheep whose fur hasn't been cut in years. He looks a bit like that, but I think it suits him. I think it's a good look. Okay, you watched the Arsenal game, but it didn't help them lose. So it's only when you watch Spurs that Spurs also lose. Jafar says, bonjour, ça va? Tu es bien? Je suis bien. I did A-level French. I remember bits. But when I go to Paris and say, je voudrais un croissant s'il vous plaît, the French woman turns around and she's like, you want one, mate, or you want two? And I'm like, I'm talking to you in le français. What do you mean? Je parle en français. And she's like, you want one, mate, you want two? What can I do? Tommy's happy for Everton. Yeah, good win. Good win for them against Forest. United Strand needs a haircut, says Mr. Default. Yeah, it's probably getting quite painful. What I find funny is that his hair grows like upwards and out. You know what I mean? Like instead of growing like down shoulder length, it just goes upwards. CJ, you can tell it's getting a bit late. Wants Militao from Real Madrid. He's a good player. Give me a second. It's his fault for making that hair challenge. Yeah, I mean, 5 games is probably too much, to be honest with you. I wouldn't make a bet on Liverpool winning 5 games in a row, because you just know there's going to be one draw in there, or there's going to be one loss in there, and then it resets the counter. I think three I think three games would have been perhaps more reasonable, but it is what it is. JRL says, "Who do you think will get an out of the blue move in January?" I mean, with it being out of the blue, it makes it harder to predict if you think about it. Salah. There you go. That's out of the blue. Yeah, drawing to the last of the league when they've got 2 points is just absolutely hilarious. Because if you think about it, Wolves have gone from 2 points to 3 now. So United have given them a 50% increase in terms of going from 2 to 3. It's kind of funny. Ishi's P hurts. That's unfortunate. I don't know what I can do for that. Maybe try drinking more water, more fluids. To be honest, you might have a UTI, which is a urinary tract infection. So if you've got a UTI, which is a urinary tract infection, try drinking cranberry juice. Try drinking water. I appreciate you're probably taking the mick, but if this ever happens, there's a tip that will help. Not gonna cut my hair till the Spurs win another trophy. Please cut your hair. Please cut your hair. I don't mean that in a bad way, but it could be a while. Not just for Spurs, also for Liverpool. Triangle says, are Arsenal the greatest team in the world right now? Nope. Yeah, to be fair, yeah, you have been mentioning them for a while. Take care, CJ. Hope you have a good night and a good year also. You want Dimitar Berbatov back? Is he still playing? Ali says, what city were you born in? Well, it was in England. It was not too far from Liverpool. United Strand said he wanted it to be a 5 game in a row. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough to get 5. Like three could have worked. 3 could have worked, but 5 is tough. Volkanovski, Ortega. It's gotta be Volkanovski number 1, Ortega number 2, Max Holloway number 3. Anyway, I'm gonna go now because it's 11:15, which is proper late. But I'll be back on Thursday, where Liverpool hopefully batter Leeds. But anyway, hope you guys have a nice New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And yeah, see you Thursday. Take care. I don't know. Yeah, see you guys Thursday.